Hi, good afternoon from sunny California. It's a beautiful morning here in the low 80s, high 70s, and we're happy to have that. We're talking about a series of podcasts around the difficulties of discerning what couples really need, what men and women really need when they are seeking some kind of help with their relationship. And so I want to talk about that a little bit because most the therapists that I talk to say there's a challenge, more of a challenge with men than with women, meaning that men tend to come for a few sessions and not stay. Women tend to stay longer with a therapist, with a woman therapist especially. And men often give me feedback about feeling like the odd man out when they're in a couple session with a woman therapist. They feel like it's two women and one man, and they're not really listened to, that kind of thing. So now this is not, this is not a course in clinical psychology or anything like that. It's just some observations that we want to talk about to help you in your own relationship get some traction. So here's the deal. Here's what's involved in that. I think that oftentimes in our culture, men have been conditioned or shaped to not dive deep into who they are or what they're about or what they feel. They've really been much more conditioned to perform, to be task driven, to be minimalized in their emotional conversations. I think that's more what we think of as the way men function. I was reading a book called The Origins of Human Consciousness by Eric Newman some time ago. And one of the things that Dr. Newman talked about is what men bring to relationships. And I kind of liked it, not to revert to an old patriarchal model, not that, but to look at the uniqueness in the gender conversation. We've had a lot of change in how we look at gender and what gender's all about in the last 20 years or 30 years. And it's mostly good, really good stuff. So men have been asked to redefine what the core of their masculine gifts are, as women have been defining what the core of the essential feminine or the essential woman, however you would say that. What's the core of that as it relates to relationship? Now, we have had, a bunch of degraded images. We've had images like, women should be in the kitchen and, cooking and whatever. We have old images that worked for our parents and grandparents, but they don't work so well for women today who are defining themselves in much more diverse and actually beautiful ways. Not only in relationships, but also in careers and in leadership gifts and all of that. So we want to not go into that whole conversation, but we just want to restrict our comments in this little series with what can we define and can we identify what is unique about a man in a relationship if he is in an imaginary relationship with a coaching therapist or coach. What is unique about what he brings, and what does the woman do with that? How does she work with that? That's the beginning. Thank you for listening. We'll be seeing you next week.